Picture warm, gooey cookies, crunchy hard candies, soft, velvety cakes, and ice cream cones piled high. Are you craving them right now? Do you crave dessert? Why is that? What exactly happens in your brain that makes sugary foods so incredibly hard to resist? Sugar is a general term used to describe a class of molecules called carbohydrates, which are found in a massive variety of foods and drinks. Just check the labels on the sweet products you buy. Glucose, fructose, sucrose, maltose, lactose, dextrose, and starch are all forms of sugar. So are high fructose corn syrup, fruit juice, raw sugar, and honey. Sugar is not just hiding in candy and desserts, it is also added to ketchup, yogurt, dried fruit, flavored water, and granola bars. Since sugar is literally everywhere, it is incredibly important to understand exactly how it affects your brain. What happens the moment sugar touches your tongue? And does eating a little bit of sugar actually make you crave more? Imagine you take a bite of cereal. The sugars it contains immediately activate the sweet taste receptors, part of the taste buds on your tongue. These powerful receptors send a direct signal up to your brainstem, and from there, it branches off into many areas of the forebrain, one of which is the cerebral cortex. Different sections of the cerebral cortex process different tastes, bitter, salty, umami, and, in our case, sweet. From here, the signal triggers the brain's massive reward system. This reward system is a complex series of electrical and chemical pathways across several different regions of the brain. It is a highly intricate network, but it essentially helps answer a single, subconscious question: should I do that again? That warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you taste your grandmother's famous chocolate cake. That is your reward system screaming, yes. And it is not just activated by food. Socializing, sexual behavior, and even drugs are just a few examples of things and experiences that also activate this reward system. But overstimulating this reward system kicks off a series of unfortunate events: loss of control, intense cravings, and an increased tolerance to sugar. Let's get back to our bite of cereal. It travels down into your stomach and eventually into your gut. And guess what? There are sugar receptors hidden here, too. They are not taste buds, but they send crucial signals telling your brain that you are full, or that your body needs to produce more insulin to deal with the massive sugar spike you are absorbing. The main currency of our reward system is dopamine, a critically important chemical or neurotransmitter. There are many dopamine receptors in the forebrain, but they are not evenly distributed. Certain areas contain incredibly dense clusters of receptors, and these dopamine hotspots are a core part of your reward system. Drugs like alcohol, nicotine, or heroin send dopamine into massive overdrive, leading some people to constantly seek that high. In other words, they become addicted. Sugar also causes dopamine to be released, though not quite as violently as drugs. But sugar is incredibly rare among dopamine-producing foods. For example, broccoli has almost no effect on dopamine, which probably perfectly explains why it is so difficult to get children to eat their vegetables. Speaking of healthy foods, let's say you are hungry and decide to eat a balanced, nutritious meal. You eat it, and dopamine levels spike in the reward system hotspots. But if you eat that exact same healthy meal for many days in a row, dopamine levels will spike less and less, eventually leveling out. That is because when it comes to food, the human brain evolved to pay special attention to new or different tastes. Why? Two vital reasons: first, to quickly detect food that has gone bad, and second, because the more variety we have in our diet, the more likely we are to get all the nutrients we need to survive. To keep that variety, we need to be able to recognize a new food, and more importantly, we need to actually want to keep eating new foods. That is why the dopamine levels strictly drop off when a food becomes boring. Now, let's go back to that meal. What happens if, instead of eating a healthy, balanced dish, you eat sugar-rich food? If you rarely eat sugar or do not eat much at a time, the effect is similar to that of a balanced meal. But if you eat too much sugar, the dopamine response does not level out. In other words, eating a lot of sugar will continue to feel highly rewarding, every single time. In this way, sugar behaves a little bit like an addictive drug. That is precisely why humans seem to be completely hooked on sugary foods. So, Think back to all those different types of sugar. Each one is unique, but every time any sugar is consumed, it triggers a massive domino effect in the brain that sparks a powerful feeling of intense reward. Too much, too often, and things can spiral out of control. Indeed, overconsumption of sugar can absolutely cause addictive effects in the brain, but an occasional slice of cake will not hurt you. Are you a sugar addict, or can you resist the temptation? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another brain-boosting video. Stay healthy, and we will see you in the next one.